What's up, everybody? Oh, here we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to SLC Live from Wayne Manor, aka the not SLC Talk Studios, the Kenwood Street Studios in beautiful Sugar House, Salt Lake City. Woo-wee! 7-7. How many road wins have the Utah Hockey Club secured in a row now? Not one. It reminds me of when LeBron James did that thing. Remember after he signed with Miami Heat? How many championships are you gonna win, LeBron?
Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six,
not seven. Turns out LeBron and the Heat only won 2 championships, which is 5 less than the number of road wins the Utah Hockey Club has secured in a row. This is a huge game, a huge win for the Utah Hockey Club. I so badly wish my good friend Eric Jensen was with me to break it down further, because I know Eric would have a lot of great things to say. We talked about the Colorado Avalanche win last week. Eric said that might have been their biggest win of the year, and I think that maybe there's an argument maybe this is right up there among them. But when you consider like the magnitude of the victory, the implications it could have on the standings. Do you guys like looking at my? I live in a small basement apartment. Do you guys like looking at my washer and dryer? By the way, because if you don't, I can always change that. Look, I got the season 2. I don't know. But guys, I appreciate your patience with me. We're trying out some new tech here. Trying to figure out how to optimize for you guys. I don't need to. Okay. Got it. Okay. Hey, that was an abrupt end. But what was not abrupt was sort of the build of this game. The Utah Hockey Club prevailed, as I said, over the Minnesota Wild 2-1. Huge victory over divisional opponent. For a Utah Hockey Club team that now makes it's starting to look like going to the playoffs for this team is becoming a very real possibility. Obviously, this is game 32 of the inaugural season for the Utah Hockey Club. And if my math checks out, and after 3rd grade, math got considerably harder for me. Actually, not 3rd grade. I think it was 6th grade. My teacher told my parents in parent-teacher conference, which was nerve-wracking every single time. And I never sort of recovered from the trauma of feeling like I was going to be in trouble. Yeah, I remember my teacher said, Austin's actually our best math student. And I think my mom and I both reacted the same way. We're like, what? Are you sure? But apparently, I was pretty good at math in 6th grade. And I think I sort of had that arrogance, and I never improved on it. I never got any better. But I'm gonna just assume that my math checks out here. With the 16-11-5 record, the Utah Hockey Club now has just 50 games to go in its first ever season's 82 games, just so you know. But this has been a really, really exciting stretch for the Utah Hockey Club. In the last 10 games, they have a 7-1-2 record, including a 4-game winning streak and a 6-game winning streak on the road. I'm so happy you guys are here. Again, post-game live. I think post-game live is going to get very spicy in the future. What I want to do is start sort of a hotline where you guys can call in. It would be cool to take calls live on the air. I'm trying to figure out how to make that tech work. I'll just throw up the number here right now, where you guys can call in. I don't believe I have it routed correctly to where you guys will be heard on the air right now in person, but that should be changing soon. Just got to make some more technology investments, and I'm happy to do that for you guys because you guys have been awesome, been great supporters of the show. And hey, we're just a few days away from Christmas. I don't think the stuff is going to get here in time. Should you order some merch, but let me just do it anyway. Let me just show you the merch. I think the merch is pretty cool. So I'm wearing the cool new hoodie. It's a very nice hoodie, I like to call it. It's right here. It's 50 bones. Yeah, it's a lot of money, but It looks cool. It looks fresh. I went to the Vancouver game the other night, and someone gave me a big compliment on it before realizing they were talking to the one, the only, the host of SLC Puck, Austin Facer. So that was sort of a fun little treat for them. They got to meet their icon in the basement podcasting game, which I know is the title that you guys all have for me. So I appreciate that. I'm kidding, of course. But let's break down this game. Huge win for the Utah Hockey Club. And it was so fun. By the way, really fun to see my good friend, my co-host of the Nashcast, which is on SEG Media. We'll have a couple airings of that for you in January. Tyson Nash is in town. He was in Salt Lake breaking the game down from the Mountain Blue Studios at the arena. What a fun suit Tyson had, by the way. Tyson's a sharp dresser. I'll give him that. But it was a ton of fun. And by the way, the chat is open, you guys. I can see we have about 10 people watching right now from all over the world, I can assume. The Utah Hockey Club brand is spreading like wildfire all over the globe. I think I'm going to call you guys bandwagon fans. Were you guys here during that losing streak in November? Huh? Were you there for us then? No, you just like us now because we have a 7-game road winning streak on the road, and we're 7-1-2 in our last 10. Is that why you guys are riding with us now? Because if you weren't riding us with us in November, I don't want it. I'm kidding. Of course I want it. You guys are more than happy. It's funny. I said that, and then immediately I saw like 3 people just boom drop out quick as can be. So hey, we're learning how to appeal to an audience here. But let's look at the magnitude of this game. Okay, so coming into let me just switch the screens here. I'll put on my second screen here. So I'm looking right now at the standings around the National Hockey League, and I'm just going to go for 15 more minutes here, guys, because I want to go play drop-in hockey over at the Acord Ice Center. So let's just look at the standings here just to see just the magnitude of this game. Obviously, we're looking at the playoff race right now. Again, if you're new to this, the way the playoffs work, two conferences, 2 divisions in each conference. Top 3 teams are in, and then after that, it's 2 wildcard teams, 2 teams with the best record outside of that group of 6. And look who we've got here, right on the doorstep of the 2 wildcard positions here, and it just happens to be the 2 teams that the Utah Hockey Club just smashed are right above us. But hey, here's something to note here. Other than Vancouver, we played the same amount of games as Vancouver, 32. Colorado has played 2 more than us. They played 34, and they're only 1 point ahead of us. And gosh, I look at this standing right here. I can see that we're at 37 points in the standings, trailing I guess what would be a tie for the wild card spot by just 1 point. And I can't help but think of that San Jose game where the Utah Hockey Club conceded a point by blowing a 4-1 lead in the third period and sending the game into overtime with 3 straight goals by the Sharks, who then scored another goal in overtime to pick up the 2 points. So that was a point the Utah Hockey Club left on the table. They win that game. They're tied for that wild card spot right now. But again, there's still 50 games to go. Still a lot of hockey left to be played. But again, it's really fun watching this. Hey, Jordan, not a bandwagon coming from AZ. Jordan, I appreciate it, man. You've always been great tuning in. I appreciate you, dude. I know you're not bandwagon. You're one of my ride or dies. I appreciate you, my friend. But yeah, I mean, Dom Moore just said it in the post game show, and I just flipped it off so I could hop on here with you guys. And again, I'm just going to go for about 13 more minutes. This was an ugly game for the Utah Hockey Club. They did not win this in a pretty way. I think for about 2/3 of this game, I had a lot of the same frustrations with the Utah Hockey Club that I think we've all had as fans when they've let's just say played short of their potential, played short of the team we know they can be. Jordan, it would be Jordan. You're in South Texas right now. When you're in Utah, hit me up. We'll kick it. We'll go do something. Anyway. I mean, again, like I was saying, 2/3 of this game, I was feeling like a lot of the same frustrations that I think we've all felt this team at times. It's like they're not being assertive. They're not playing with force in the offensive zone. It's a little bit of rinky-dink. Hey, let's set up a slick little one-timer in the dot, or let's look for the perfect shot. And again, I wish this team would just learn from what's going right and do that the entire time, because they scored 2 goals by Dylan Guenther, both of which were affected by deflections in a major way, right? The first goal by Guenther was one that was thrown towards him by Jack McBain, hits Guenther in the shin, sneaks past Marc-Andre Fleury. That ties the game up at 1-1, right? The second goal of the game, another case of deflections. Guenther throws it towards the net. It hits off of a Wild defender stick, goes past Fleury between his legs, puts Utah up for the game-winning goal. So 2 goals by Guenther there. I was like really hoping that, he would get a hat trick. I thought that was definitely a possibility. I had this premonition of the Wild pulling their goalie, which they did in the last 2 minutes, and then Guenther scoring his third on an empty netter. But let me ask you guys this. If you're a guy with 2, I don't believe Guenther's had a hat trick in the NHL. So feel free to fact check me on any of this, you guys. You're not going to hurt my feelings. I'm just a guy in a basement for hell's sake, right? But I was like, if you have 2 goals and you score your third on an empty netter, does it make the hat trick less cool? I think there's an argument that maybe it does, but hey, for the sake of history, I think we'll take a hat trick however we can get it, just so we can get that one on the books. And how fun would it be to have Dylan Guenther not only get the first goal in Utah Hockey Club history, but also to get the first hat trick too? He's had a lot of firsts for the Utah Hockey Club. I think we've seen him really emerge as a star. I think that was pretty apparent from day one. I mean, the story on him is like he signs the $56 million extension. We've got him locked up for 8 years. That looks like it's going to be a screaming deal. Jordan, I agree. Yeah, and it would have been a natural hat trick. That's true. 3 straight goals by Guenther. But yeah, I guess it does. It probably does become less cool if that third's on an empty net. But what was I saying? Jordan, your razor sharp commentary throws me off my game here, right? So you have really great things to say. So I need you to just wait till I slow down, then throw one in there for me. But what was I saying? Probably wasn't that important. Let's look at the stats here. Let's run through the stats of this game, and then we'll go look at the NHL scoreboard as a whole here. 2-1 victory again over the Wild. I think to me, the team, the stat that really jumps off the page for me, there's 2. And I think the first one is the difference in shot volume. And I think that, again, speaks to the same sort of qualms we've had. Am I using that word right? Qualms that we've had with the Utah Hockey Club at points this season. They're just, they try to be a little too fancy. I think Tyson Nash talked about this a little bit during one of the intermissions. He's like, and Dom Moore was at the same thing. Just throw the frickin' puck at the net. Again, they did that twice. It went in both times tonight. It was so funny. I wish that if they had a whole team of players that attacked the net with the same sort of reckless confidence that Nick Bjugstad had tonight. And Nick Bjugstad, let's just look at that in the box score really quick, how many shots he had. He had 6 shots tonight. So he had about a third of the Utah Hockey Club shots all by himself. There's a reason for that. The reason being that Nicky is a former, not former. He is a former Minnesota high school hockey player of the year. He's back in his hometown. I'm sure he had a whole suite full of fans. Sarah Merrifield interviewed his mom during the game. She said, we usually get about 100 people to come out to a pub before the game and get excited to see Nick. So Nick, obviously, if you were a betting man tonight, I think taking Nick Bjugstad anytime goal would have been a very safe bet to make, or a bet you could have made with a lot of confidence. And he had 6 cracks at it. I'll show you this though. I think most of his shots weren't, exactly legitimate threats to score. Let's just put it that way. I was kind of watching this during the game. Let me just show this right here. It's my second screen. So this is going to be Nick Bjugstad's shot chart tonight. I'll show you. So there's one pretty decent shot, almost in the high danger zone right here. Another one here in the slot, but otherwise, he's outside on the edges of the circles here, and then one from between the red and the blue line. So, but again, I think the Utah Hockey Club learned tonight, and it's a lesson they should learn more often and apply to this game. I'm happy they got the win. I think it's a game they easily could have, not won. Let's just I know the correct term is lose, but let's just talk positively, not won. But I think that this team is learning when you just play a meat and potato style of game, and they have a lot of skill guys. They have a lot of guys who love handling the puck, who, are legitimately very skilled players. Like I'm talking like guys like Logan Cooley, Clayton Keller, Dylan Gunther. I think Keller kind of has this issue more than anybody, and he'd be the first to admit it to you. He talked about this after the Canucks game. I was listening to the post game on the radio. He's like, yeah, I handle the puck a little too much sometimes. I got to just shoot it. And he's right. He does. But tonight, I think the Utah Hockey Club again learned, and I hope they apply this lesson on Sunday when they play the Anaheim Ducks at the Delta Center. Just get the puck on net and see what happens. Like crazy, goofy things happen. Pucks hit sticks, pucks hit shins, pucks hit skates, and goalies are goalies, right? Marc-Andre Fleury is one of the greatest goalies in the history of the NHL. But even he, one of the greatest. Flower. A nice one would be 3-1 if they not call the goal interference. Yeah, well, that seems to happen for Utah. Just about every 3 or 4 games seems like, yeah, I'll take a 2-1 win as well. But even Flower falls victim to what can happen when pucks just start flying in the direction of the net. And when you keep the puck low, you just get it towards the net. Crazy things happen, and I think that's what the Utah Hockey Club can take away from this. And it's great that they picked up a win. 2 points in the standings is huge. I'll just show you this. Like when I talk about like how legitimately possible it might be to see Stanley Cup playoff hockey in Salt Lake City, which by the way is going to be effing insane when and if that happens. It's going to be pretty damn cool. I don't want to get, it's kind of like one of these things. I have a girlfriend now, but I went for a long time without having a girlfriend. What can I say? But I was dating people. And sometimes I'd fall in this trap of like getting like way too excited about, the possibility of meeting someone new and falling in love, and then as soon as I had like that thought where I was like, is this the person I can start calling my girlfriend? Boom, immediately just shit hit the fan, and it was a disaster, right? A little argument, and then everything, when it all falls down, right, as Kanye West would say. We'll talk about Kanye West some other time, but eventually things just stick. I got a great little girly pop. I learned my lessons from the previous relationships, and somehow this applies to what I'm trying to say about the Utah Hockey Club. What I was really trying to say is, don't get too excited about things, right? Because you never know when things are going to crap out. But the right things stick. That's what I'm trying to say. That was the point of that odd tangent I just went on. So thanks for sticking with me for that. But when I talk about playoff hockey in Salt Lake City, it's very possible, right? It seems to be, and I don't know where this comes from. I don't know how this is estimated, guesstimated, anything of that nature. My assumption is that it's some kind of math stuff. Come on. Like I said at the start of the show, math, not my strong suit, past sixth grade. But if you look here, and I love referring to Money Puck. I love checking out Money Puck's game preview. I like keeping Money Puck open on my laptop while I'm watching the game on TV. But you can see here, they label this a big game for the Utah HC. If they beat the Wild in regulation, Money Puck's giving Utah an 81% chance of making the playoffs, which is pretty damn cool to think about. So I'd love to talk more about the game here just for the next couple minutes. Again, I'm heading out here in just a second. So thanks to you guys for tuning in with me real quick. I think again, like a lot of good things here. I think some things that like I think I would like to see differently from this Utah Hockey Club, and not to dwell on like in areas of improvement, right? But like maybe like, yeah, I think I took plenty of time to celebrate the magnitude of this game. I really am thinking, and Bell Frazier from the Salt Lake Tribune said this as well. And the Clean Hits Hockey guys literally just tweeted my post. and said to come in here and check out the post game. And I'm literally probably about to log off here in the next minute and a half. But anyway, what can I say? I want to go play hockey. I want to go play drop-ins at Acord Ice Center. But what can I say here? And by the way, you guys, some more interaction in the chat is awesome too. I appreciate Jordan and Car Wash Channel. You guys are always welcome to hop in the chat and give your takes. And as I said, there's this call-in feature. We'll get live call-ins more, and I'll do shows for longer than I am tonight. We'll go for much longer in the future. But I think the second power play unit needs to be shaken up of Michelli, Kraus, Carconi, Bugstad, and Kesselring. I think they don't put enough oomph into it. It was great to see a power play goal with Gunther out there again. That was one of those things, right? They learned, they saw the puck just head in the general direction of the net. It hits a wild defender's stick and goes in. So that was really positive to see. I believe Nick Olchek shared during the game that this now gives Utah power play goals in 6 straight games. And the other stat that I thought was most impressive was the penalty kill unit went 5 for 5 tonight. So really, really terrific outing by the Utah Hockey Club. Again, I think they're playing their best hockey right now. Should you be concerned that maybe they're peaking a little bit too early? We're only gonna be able to connect the dots looking backwards, right? There's a great commencement address by Steve Jobs at Stanford where he says that. I think about it a lot. I think about it in the context of my life, and I think we can apply that as well to the context of the Utah Hockey Club. We're only going to know looking back if this was the Utah Hockey Club's best hockey or if this was the start of something bigger, right? I am choosing to believe that this could be the start of something bigger. Like looking ahead at their schedule, I think there's a lot of games that both matter. There's like a nice mix, right? There's a mix of games that matter in a big way and games that are quite winnable. And actually, I'm going to tilt the scales more to being like these next few games are very, very important, right? So they're playing Anaheim on Sunday, December 22nd at the Delta Center. They lost to Anaheim in overtime earlier in the year. I was at that game in Anaheim. That was a lot of fun. And then on the 23rd, on Monday, they host the Dallas Stars. That's a huge divisional matchup. Dallas right now is in one of those top 3 spots. On the 27th, after Christmas, after we put the Christmas tree out on the curb, and after we throw away, all the wrapping paper and pretend like we're going to get a gym membership to start the year, and start really getting serious about our New Year's resolutions that we're going to end up dropping by February 10th or whatever. They host the Avalanche on the 27th, and then they're heading up to Seattle again. Again, it's winnable game, 2 huge games, winnable game against Anaheim, huge games, Dallas, Colorado. Those are going to be tough battles. Back to a winnable game at Seattle, and then huge games for another stretch here. Edmonton, Calgary, Dallas, those are on the road. But we don't care, right? We're happy to go on the road. We're cocky now. We don't care. We're going to get a win against Calgary on January 2nd. Assuming the Utah Hockey Club beats Edmonton and Seattle, would give Utah 10 straight road wins. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I think one to really circle will be that New Year's Eve game at Edmonton, where I think we'll see if this road success the Utah Hockey Club is having is real or not. Because I think Edmonton is one of those teams that people are really are predicting to get hot to start 2025. Yeah, but we're going to catch them in 2024. It's a different story. That's how I'm choosing to believe that. You know what, guys? Let's see. I'm at 5:03. I went a little bit long. I gotta drive out to West Valley to go play drop-ins. I haven't played drop-in hockey in a really long time, so that's what I want to do. But I appreciate you guys. Jordan, I agree. PK has been money for a while. Jeff, that's right. Sloppy win, but I'll take it. Yeah, Dom Moore would agree with you. He said this was the definition of a dirty win, a messy win. Thank you. I will have fun, Kedlight. I appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Again, tonight's post game is really more about like implementing some little measures here to make the show bigger and better. I think there's a chance I could maybe do some really cool things in the context of like an actual game being played. So we'll see how that goes. I'm nervous. I think there's something crazy that I could do with this that I'm not sure I should, but it could be a lot of fun. So we'll just see how that goes. But again, I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you so much for all the support. You guys are great. You're making this a really exciting time in my life. I'm going to hit the music just to cue myself out. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Shows will be longer. Post-game shows will be better. We'll have guests. We'll get to all the things we need to do. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. And wish me luck in my drop-in game. We'll talk soon.